My lovely friends, welcome. Wherever you are, find a comfortable chair or lie down on your bed. Close your eyes. Let your breath slow. For in the spaces between the words, in the quiet of your own heart, a story is always waiting to begin. Have fun and always be well. Tick, tock, tick, tock. For longer than it could remember, the clock had lived in the quiet study of an old, forgotten house. Its brass casing was tarnished, its face was faded, but its heartbeat, the steady, metronomic swing of its pendulum, was strong and true. One day, a spark of something more than mechanics had ignited within its gears. It had become aware. It felt the weight of its own hands moving, the purpose in its pendulum's arc. With this awareness came a sacred conviction. Its sole reason for being was to measure the passage of time, to count the seconds faithfully until its springs unwound for the last time. And so it counted. Days blurred into years, years into decades. The sun rose and fell through dusty windows. Seasons changed beyond the glass. The clock counted it all, a silent, steadfast sentinel in the stillness. It took pride in its work, in its precise, unwavering voice. Tick-tock, it heard the very song of existence. Then, one evening, as the last amber light of dusk bled from the room, a second miracle occurred. Before its faded numerals, the air itself began to shimmer. It rippled like water, then tore open, a vertical seam of pure, gentle light. It was a doorway, hanging in empty space with no wall to frame it. The light from within was not of this world. It held no color and every color at once. The clock felt a jolt of terror. Its ticking faltered. This was wrong. It couldn't be real. This was not time, not something to be measured in seconds and hours. Yet, beneath the fear, a deeper impulse stirred, a curiosity more powerful than any gear or spring. What lay on the other side of that unearthly threshold? What truth might it hold? With a final, decisive tick, the clock made its choice. It leaned forward, as much as a clock can lean, and passed its ornate casing through the luminous opening. There was no sensation of movement. Instead, there was an immediate, overwhelming understanding. It found itself not in a place, but in a state. It saw the universe not as a sequence, but as a tapestry. Every moment that ever was or would be, the birth of a star, the fall of a leaf, a laugh in the dark, a tear on a cheek, existed simultaneously. They were all present, woven together in a single, magnificent, eternal now. The past did not recede. The future did not approach. There was only this boundless, complete existence. The clock's pendulum nearly died in its chest. In a blink of an eye, the clock realized truths it had never think about. Time, the relentless river it had dedicated its entire awakened life to charting, was an illusion. It was just a beautiful, necessary story that conscious minds told themselves to navigate the infinite stillness. The seconds it had counted with such devotion were not real. They had no independent existence, no power of their own. The realization did not come with a scream, for it had no voice. It came with a silent, seismic shattering deep within its brass core. Its mechanical heart, built to beat in time with a phantom, broke. All its purpose, all its pride, drained away like sand through an hourglass that never truly existed. For a long while, a concept that now meant nothing. The clock simply hovered in the luminous non-place, contemplating the tapestry of everything. Then, slowly, a new understanding began to form. If time was a story, then its ticking was not a measurement. but a narration. Its purpose was not to track a phantom, but to give rhythm to the stillness, to help sing the story into being for those who needed to hear it. With a gentle, deliberate effort, the clock willed its pendulum to swing once more. Tick! It passed back through the doorway into the dusty study. The strange light vanished, leaving only moonlight in its wake. The clock resumed its place on the wall. Its hands moved. Its pendulum swung. Tick, tock, tick, tock. But the sound was different now. No longer a rigid count. It was softer, wiser. A lullaby for the dream of time. It counted not because time was real, but because the counting itself was a kind of love, a steady, comforting heartbeat offered to a world that lived inside a beautiful, necessary illusion. And in that service, the clock found a peace deeper than any truth it had ever measured. I hope you enjoyed my story, and I wish you to be completely relaxed and happy. It would be very kind of you if you could give me a like. Thanks for watching. See you again in another story.